Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are diving deep into the world of Dracaena, a family of houseplants that, I promise you, is way more surprising than you probably think.
So the name itself is our very first clue. Dracaena actually comes from the ancient Greek for female dragon, and that's a nod to this red, kind of blood-like resin that you can find in some species. Pretty dramatic, right? It definitely sets the stage.
And this family is absolutely massive. We're talking over 170 different species. They can be anything from these tiny little desktop plants to giant trees you'd find in Africa or Southern Asia. I mean, the sheer variety is just wild. Okay, so to make sense of this huge genus, we can kind of group the most popular houseplants into three distinct families. And we're going to start with the one you've almost certainly seen before, the corn plants. You know the look, right? They've got that classic woody stem with this big burst of foliage right at the top. This is what makes them such perfect architectural plants if you want to add some height to a room. They're really the classic large floor plant. And even within just this one group, the variety is pretty incredible. You have the classic Massangeana, then there's the lemon lime, which is so vibrant it almost glows, and of course, the Janet Craig. You see this one in offices all the time because it is just so ridiculously tough.
All right, next up, let's meet the elegant and kind of spiky dragon trees.
So this group, which botanists call Dracaena Marginata, creates this really dramatic, almost sculptural shape that looks amazing in modern spaces. And you'll notice that reddish edge on the leaves. That's their signature thing. And some varieties, like the Colorama and Tricolor, just take that signature red edge and make it the star of the show. The Colorama is a real stunner. Seriously, the more bright, indirect light you give it, the crazier that pink and red color gets.
Okay, our third major group of houseplant Dracaenas is the Reflexa family. And honestly, this one has a completely different vibe.
Yeah, so unlike those stiff canes of the corn plant, the reflexes are all about graceful, bendy stems and really dense leaves. They've just got this wonderful flowing, almost sculptural quality about them. Song of India is probably the most famous one, with that bright, cheerful look that really makes it pop. And then there's its sibling, Song of Jamaica, which has a much more subtle, elegant vibe, with these deep, moody greens. So, okay, we've met the main families, but now we get to the big plot twist, a little botanical secret that might actually change how you look at some of the plants you already own. Yep, that's right, the snake plant. You know, the one that's famous for being basically unkillable. It's a Dracaena. And lucky bamboo, which, spoiler alert, isn't bamboo at all, also a Dracaena. It's a classic case of mistaken plant identity. And this wasn't just a casual name change either. Real academic research using DNA analysis confirmed that snake plants are actually nested deep inside the Dracaena family tree. It's a perfect example of how science is always uncovering these cool new connections. And hey, here's a pro tip for you. To solve a really common mix-up at the plant store, if you're not sure whether you've got a Dracaena or its lookalike, the cordyline, just gently check the roots next time you repot. Dracaenas have these bright orange roots. Cordylines have white ones. It's a simple, totally foolproof test. Now that we know who's who in the family, let's talk about how to take care of them. The good news is, whether you have a corn plant or a snake plant, their needs are surprisingly similar. And it all boils down to just 3 golden rules. So, in short, give them good indirect light, but don't panic if your spot is a little dim. Let the soil dry out between waterings. Seriously, this is the #1 way people kill them. And pay attention to your water. If you see those brown, crispy tips on the leaves, that's almost always a problem with the fluoride in your tap water. Okay, and finally, there is one last really critical piece of information for anyone who owns a Dracaena or is thinking about getting one, especially if you have pets. All of them, and yes, that includes snake plants and lucky bamboo, are toxic to cats and dogs if they eat them. They have these compounds called saponins that can cause vomiting and other problems, so just be sure to place them safely out of reach of your furry friends. So there you have it. From the super familiar corn plant to the secret agent snake plant, the Dracaena family is just full of these tough, beautiful, and really surprising characters. It just shows you how much variety can be hiding in plain sight. So, the only question left is, which dragon are you going to choose?